Welcome everybody to Medica Nova Wellness Studio. Today here I am with my colleague, Dr. Ladislau Rosenberg, and we want to share with you all a great topic about acne, a skin ailment which so many feel so uncomfortable with, and how we can heal it with apitherapy today. Now, for the ones who, haven't watched our previous podcasts, I would like to introduce Dr. Ladislau Rosenberg again to you. And here I have to refer to my notes because the list is long. He's a very beautiful and skilled practitioner. So he's a consultant, he's an educator, and researcher, really 3 times underlined here, researcher, a writer in natural therapies, and a founder of Dr. Natura, a holistic health consulting. And the beautiful part here is he's involved in research, in education, and practice in various fields of integrated medicine for now over 45 years. And he's recognized as a specialist in apitherapy, phytotherapy, aromatherapy, as well as in homeopathy. And, the list goes on, but he's also the author of 11 books, including 4 dedicated to promoting the values of natural therapies and numerous scientific papers. And he is probably the most active person I know on LinkedIn. You will find daily articles about how to live a more health-affirming life regarding health. And today he published another article about how to heal acne with apitherapy. So please check that out. I also leave a link below in the descriptions for you all how to contact Dr. Ladislau Rosenberg if you want to know more about his work, of course. Now, he is an expert in the history of pharmacy, an honorary member of the Romanian Society for the History of Pharmacy, and permanent lecturer and honorary member of the Romanian Society for Apitherapy, Phytotherapy, and Aromatherapy, and a coordinator of health educational projects that promote various natural therapies and their role in preventing and treating diseases. So a highly, highly skilled, wonderful friend here today who can really inspire us about new treatments, or let's say, old traditional treatments, but maybe unheard treatments on his side of the hemisphere. And I look forward to our discussion here. Now, just a little introduction about acne in itself. I don't want to give too much away here, but from the allopathic perspective, acne in itself is seen as a disorder that affects often just the sebaceous follicles and the hair follicles of the skin. And typical, usually it starts around adolescence when the hormone changes come in. And we see this enlargement and obstruction, therefore, of the sebaceous glands by the bacteria of the skin. And then as it goes along, these multiply deep in these hair follicles and produce then these inflamed pus-filled spots. Now, from the perspective of integrated medicine, it goes way deeper. And the skin often is a reflection of our overall health. It's not just the surface. And when you see changes in the skin, it often indicates oxidative stress or damage within the cell, often caused also by poor nutrition, because the skin is related directly to our digestive system. And in this case also, but especially among the women, I would say hormonal imbalances. making it all more important to find an individualized treatment protocol and the right remedy. Now, there are different types of acne. We have the non-inflammatory acne, and then we have also the inflammatory acne, which then we deal with bacteria. We also deal with cystic acne, which is more sort of intense form of this kind of skin ailment where we see these inflamed cysts and nodules that appear on the skin. Then we have acne fulminans, which is often a severe inflammatory condition seen maybe in males, adolescent males, on the jaw, on the chest, and the back. And then we have a very strange acne called acne mechanica, which is triggered by excess pressure and heat and friction, often seen in professional athletes even, right? So it can be because of external situation. The common causes are often these clogged pores, like excess oil production on the skin and the dead skin, and then this bacteria, hormonal changes I talked about, especially among adolescents, but also women during menopause can experience these often unsightly situation. Then we have pregnancy, and may I not forget women who suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome are very strongly related here and linked to acne. And then an unhealthy diet, the inability to digest fat and carbohydrates here comes to mind, as well as overprescription of medication here, sleep deprivation, and absolutely stress. Stress in terms of depression or anxiety will aggravate skin ailments, and in this case, acne. So, of course, many clients would like a magic pill and please take it all away. And that's often not the case. We have to understand here that acne is not just a surface situation, but really is an underlying cellular imbalance. And as I said, we have to look here at the digestive system, the hormonal system, as well as the mental emotional aspect. Often when you go to your healthcare practitioner from the allopathic side, you will be prescribed some antibiotics or tetracycline in this case, which maybe momentarily is a solution, but in the long run it creates too many side effects. And is here especially we have liver toxicity and also the depletion of the body's beneficial bacteria, which exactly we need. With acne we often see an imbalance between the liver and the colon. And so we want to look for more natural solutions in order to support the body to heal rather than creating suppression. On the mental emotional level, we see a lot of feelings of rejection, feeling inferior, unsightly. And so it's also very important to maybe support the teenager here in this exploration to create space to allow the changes of the body to happen, and also how to deal with others, creating space within, but also having clear boundaries so one feels safe within oneself as well, with the skin condition. So this is just a small introduction about inviting you now to explore what apitherapy can do. And I look forward to, all the insights you have to share with us.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you very much for your kind invitation to participate at this podcast, your podcast. And and congratulations for this excellent presentation, general presentation about this skin disease, this skin problem, very common skin problem, which is acne, which is present from young people and also for in old people. Yes, we discuss about the problem with acne of teenagers, yes, of 13, 14 years, but also create great problems for all the people. It's very common, and you presented, okay, exists treatment. Conventional medicine offer treatment of acne, but with antibiotics, with retinoids, etc. But these substances, active substances, are a lot of side effects, and you mentioned especially for antibiotics, which are utilized topic, local, but also internal for the treatment. And we work, you and me, we work in this field, in this fantastic field of integrative medicine, of holistic medicine, where we try to utilize soft therapies, natural therapies for prevention and treatment of different disease, of different health problems. Is this case of we say a simple, a common problem, acne, but acne, the treatment of acne by natural therapies is really possible. And I want to discuss with you about the possibility to utilize epitherapy, bee products, different bee products like honey, like propolis, like royal jelly, with good antibacterial, good anti-inflammatory, regenerative effects in this skin problem, which is acne. But I think it's a good possibility today to discuss about the association, the synergy of epitherapy with homeopathy, with with phytotherapy, with aromatherapy, and diet therapy, which is really very important in prevention and the treatment of this skin disorder. But first of all, we discuss about some words about epitherapy, the utilization of bee products, of the bee products in the treatment of acne. For example, honey, especially Manuka honey, which provide from New Zealand, have a very good antibiotic, natural antibiotic effect, antibacterial effect, because we know, yes, and you presented, the hyperseborrhea is one of the most important factors which produce acne, and but also exist some bacteria like, for example, Propionic bacteria acne, which cause is this skin problem. Honey is a good also like anti-inflammatory for its anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and osmotic effect. Propolis, another very important bee product, which we utilize very much for the treatment of different dermatological dermatologic skin disease, not only for the treatment of acne, is very useful, especially in association with honey. We have this possibility to combine two epitherapeutic products, honey and propolis, and also to combine with royal jelly, which is really a good, have a good regenerative effect on the skin. Yes, I mentioned three bee products, well-known bee products. Honey, good quality, necessary to utilize very good quality bee products, good quality honey, propolis, and royal jelly. When these products are utilized for medical, for the treatment of different problems. But which I want to present and to discuss with you, which you are an extraordinary homeopath, the possibility to associate these bee products, to associate epitherapy, for example, with homeopathy. But also is possible this synergy with some other natural products, for example, medicinal plants like aloe vera or calendula flowers, extract obtained from calendula flowers, or when we discuss about essential oils, first of all, tea tree oil, which provide from Australia. Yes, the Melaleuca alternifolia produce the raw materials for to obtain this important volatile essential oil with good antibacterial effect, with good anti-inflammatory effect. And every time it exists this possibility to associate, for example, to create a very simple facial mask based on honey in combination with tea tree oil, for example, propolis extract, aloe vera extract, and to utilize this simple, very simple, natural product combination of this is soft power, natural soft power products to utilize for the treatment of acne. And I am very interested. I know that exists some important homeopathic remedies which is possible to utilize for the treatment of this dermatologic problem. Dermatology is not only an aesthetic problem. If for the patients which have a long time acne, months or years, this is a mental, is a psychologic, creates psychologic problems. Yes, but natural therapies, like we discussed, I think assure a good possibility to treat. And I am really very interested in how we can combine with homeopathic remedies.
Very much so. Of course, you mentioned wonderful products like manuka honey, propolis, and royal jelly. And so for our viewers, I researched a little bit and I came up with a recipe, which I really would like to share here. Maybe you can also share how to use propolis or how to use the royal jelly. But with the honey, I got two recipes, which I thought were really nice. It says yogurt and honey mask. So you mix 1 tablespoon of raw honey, Manuka honey, with 1 tablespoon of yogurt applied to the face, paying particular attention to the jawline and other acne-prone areas. Now relax for 10 minutes and then gently wipe it off. And I think that sounds like a very nice combination of this cooling aspect of the yogurt and the honey mask. And then another wonderful formula was the combination of cinnamon on honey mask. So you mix 2 tablespoons of raw honey, Manuka honey in this case, 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, so you make it more of a pliable situation, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And smooth it over the face. Keep away from eyes, as cinnamon can be an irritant. Relax for 5 to 10 minutes, and gently move it then with or remove it with a damp cloth, because cinnamon is anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and has antibacterial properties. I also found, and I think with that mixture, what you just mentioned, you could add a little tea tree oil, essential oil, a few drops in it in order to strengthen the antibacterial component. I also, what I really like about you, Dr. Ladislau Rosenberg, is that you offer affordable, accessible treatment protocols where everyone, it's not confusing, it's not difficult, it's nature provides it, and also we have access, like the normal person has access to these methodologies. It doesn't need to be the man in the white coat or the woman in the white coat who can, create the space for you to have access to it. It's readily available. Another sort of like a suggestion I always give to my patients is, because we talk about here bacteria, that getting rid of these stubborn dermatological skin ailments here, I often say start your facial regime with apple cider vinegar, a bit of organic Manuka honey, and some coconut oil, because the apple cider vinegar also really diminishes the proliferation of the bacteria. And then afterward, maybe tone it with apple cider vinegar as well in the morning and evening, just to clean the face, but also make sure that this inflammatory situation is reduced over time. And the facial washes, I even suggest to my patients, get a facial wash with tea tree oil in there. And often it helps, but also sometimes it aggravates it. So one has to really be careful here, because sometimes these essential oils can be very strong and aggravate the situation. So you have to really just play a little bit what works for you, and for others, they need other regimes. So it's not just like a black and white situation here. Everyone is unique, and we want to meet that. I think on the dietary level, I would say probiotics are very important to introduce that into your daily regime, because you want to look at your digestive situation. The diet should be rich in zinc-rich foods. So we have kefir, yogurt, pumpkin seeds. Eat more high fiber foods, of course, any organic vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds, but also vitamin A rich food is here very important. Reduce the dairy and also inflammatory food, processed foods. And in this case, it's the sugar and the carbs, which is, of course, refined sugar. So the sugar is really the part where the body starts to create this inflammatory cellular condition more so. And also for the women, check out your hormones, because that's often another big part here which upsets the skin. Now, from the homeopathic side, I always I think the combination with natural therapies and homeopathic remedy is the best combo, because it not only sort of deals with the acute situation, but it really also creates a platform for prevention. So the whole situation or the healing lasts longer, it's more deeper, and it's also more comprehensive in a way, especially when it comes to the detoxification aspect. Now, a few remedies I would like to share with you. One is called Hepa sulfuricum. It's quite an effective remedy for acne. But here in homeopathy, you want to look for your individual key symptom. So each person experiences acne in a different form. So when you find the remedy which fits your individualized symptomatology, then you have more results. So with Hepa Self, the keynote is really, or the distinguishing keynote is that when you touch your skin and you have these eruptions, they're very, very painful to touch, very sensitive. So it's not just the normal acne, it's very sensitive. Almost you can't touch the skin. It's very splinter-like pain. There's pus involved. So Hepa Salve would be very helpful here. I usually give the potency 30C and maybe once a day. Use it for 10 days and see how it goes. But always, of course, contact your professional homeopath and healthcare practitioner here. Usually, no matter what remedy, constitutional remedy also I prescribe, I often support it with, it's called a biochemic homeopathic cell salt, or in Europe it's called tissue salt. And it's called Calcarea sulfuricum, or it's called Calc Sulf. And of course, I always, once I edited this whole video, I put in the names under it so you can see what we are really talking about here. But Calc Sulf is very good because it's a blood detoxifier, and we want that. Teenagers here often feel quite embarrassed and often want to hide, and that is a keynote on the mental emotional level as well, that you feel quite unsure about yourself. And as I said, it's a blood purifier. It works on the liver. And here I would say 4 tablets. They come in, they dissolve very easily on the tongue. For adults, 4 tablets, maybe morning and evening, and do it for 2 to 3 months. It would just support the cleansing process of the blood, and of course the lymph as well. Now, when you see acne, which is on the face, on the chest, and on the shoulders, and there is a marked itching sensation going on, but the acne has also quite a bluish discoloration. And often here on the whole cheeks, you can see then this deep scarring. It's a very distinct, it's quite intense acne. And yes, you see this bluish red color, this discoloration. This is a sure sign of the remedy Kali Promatum. Kali Promatum. Now here, you have to be careful. Don't do high potency, but I would say either 6C or 30C. So you start with 6C, maybe twice a day, morning and evening for a month. And if you see, yeah, I see a little bit, but it's not really pushing through, then maybe increase the potency to 30C, 1 tablet daily for a month, and see how that goes. Often, how you see that there is an improvement is that you see less appearance of the pustular and pus-filled eruptions, and the scarring will take some time. That is often then the inflammatory part is better, but then often teenagers say, yeah, but what about my scarring? And some, for example, I suggest a calendula cream, homeopathic calendula cream, but some don't like it. They feel it aggravates the skin. So that's where you have to be a little bit more, take time and see which product works for you best. In this case, I think the Manuka honey would be very helpful because it's a very healing agent. And mix it up with some yogurt, maybe. Of course, it has to be organic to cool the sensation, and give it some time with the, helping with the scarring. Now, another remedy we also use is called Natrum muriaticum. And here we have more an oily skin. You see a lot of sort of shininess on the forehead or oiliness on the cheeks here particular. There can be a prickly pain, but the personality is very distinct. It's often a very introverted person. We call them a little bit like the island. They live on their own island. They're very happy with their own company. They not necessarily need to have, a big crowd of friends. Or when they go to, let's say, a public, like a party or a social event, they're more on the periphery. Right? They're very sensitive people. They deeply feel, but they're not very keen on expressing them. So, for example, they wouldn't cry very easily. They deeply feel grief, silent grief often. As I said, they live more within rather than without. And when you see that and the acne, the Natrum muriaticum would be a wonderful, wonderful remedy here as well. It's a very reserved person. They're also prone to cold sores on the lips. But Natrum muriaticum not only then helps them to heal the acne, but also opens them more in the heart area, that they're a little bit more receptive to the world, and not just sort of block themselves off all the time. So it's a very healing remedy on all levels. Now, when we talk about hormonal situations among the women, there are two remedies which comes to mind, is pulsatilla and sepia. Now, with pulsatilla, you often see a delayed puberty in the young women. So we have maybe the period comes when they are 15 or 16 years old. And today this is delayed, right? Often now girls get their period with 11 even, which I think is very early. But when you get into 15, 16 years old, you're thinking about that the hormonal situation plays a part here. The periods also can be irregular, right? So that they don't come every month, or they come short and then delayed. Also, these teenagers, they really react to strong carbohydrates or intake of fatty foods. The acne gets worse then. It's also Yeah, I would say the personality is very different from Natrium muriaticum. Pulsatilla is a plant, and it's a very sensitive plant. We call it the windflower because in the wind it sort of sways. So the personality also is like, it's quite a moody person. It sways with the emotions. It's very sensitive. And believe me, they cry all the time. It's like you open up a tap and they talk about their symptoms and they immediately weep and cry. So these personalities need consolation. They need reassurance. They need company. Completely opposite to Natrium muriaticum, who would detect consolation. They just want to sort everything out by themselves. Pulsatilla is very opposite. So if you see these personality traits in combination with hormonal imbalances and skin ailments, pulsatilla would be a wonderful remedy. And here you want to maybe think about a potency 200C, but for the viewers, for the layperson out there, 30C is a wonderful start. Now, the number behind these names is indicating, it's an indication for the potency, it's the strengths. So when you go to your health food store or order them online, then yeah, you have the name, the Latin name, and then you have the number behind it, which means the right potency. Another remedy which comes to mind is sepia, which is actually made from the cuttlefish. And here you see also the pimples and the acne in women, very aggravated before they get their periods, before the menses start, maybe a week before that, also on ovulation. And the places here is very much here around the chin area. That's a very distinct hormonal place. The outbreak comes quite sudden. It can be from day to the next. And the pimples are located often, as I said, around the chin, but also the neck area. You can see that here as well. And these are very typical signs for hormonal changes. Now, with sepia, you have more the personality of, let's say, a worn out businesswoman or mother who is just very exhausted. Can be also a great remedy during menopause. And the personality is a little bit edgy, let's say. They're exhausted and they a little bit indifferent to even their children or their husband. It's not that they don't love them. It's just they're exhausted and they can't just deal with anything more on their plates. So sepia is a good remedy. It not only will help with the skin ailment, but also with maybe menopausal symptoms like hot flushes, insomnia, and so on. Sepia can be also a great remedy for acne during pregnancy. That is also very, very helpful here. And sepia is a major remedy for nausea in the first 3 months of pregnancy as well. So you can see it's a wonderful sort of hormonal balancer. So we have many more remedies, but this is just a small summary. Just inspiring you to see that we have specific remedies, specific homeopathic remedy for a specific symptomatology, and the combination of, in this case, apitherapy, sort of methodologies, in this case, propolis, as well as manuka honey and royal jelly, I think, and the diet changes, I think we can really create more of a lasting protocol. Now, what I would like to ask, of course, Dr. Ladislau Rosenberg, is about how can you apply propolis and how do you take royal jelly? We talked about the manuka honey, but how is it about with propolis?
The situation with propolis, the situation a little complicated because we obtain from propolis, from natural propolis collected from hives, from beehives, is necessary an extraction. First of all, we obtain a tincture, and after an extract. And this extract, which is very rich in polyphenols and bioflavonoids and many other active substances, is possible to be introduced, incorporated in different creams, in different ointments. Yes, it's not very simple to realize at home, for example. It's not possible after my, but exist products, which contain this, which have this propolis extracts, standardized propolis extracts. It's possible to use not only in topic form, like in creams or ointments, but also in internal use. Not some, a lot of companies produce capsules which contains a fixed quantity, an important quantity of this propolis extract. And for royal jelly, the same. My proposal is when we utilize internal oral to exist food supplements, which very good dosage of this important natural apitherapeutic products. Yes, for oral utilization, possible to combine internal and external utilization of these natural products.
So can you take propolis and royal jelly together? Or would that be then too much for the body? Or how would you?
It's possible to combine. It's possible to combine.
Can
Yes.
you
Synergic effects.
Yeah, so you can do a product which contains propolis externally for external application. You can do it internally, and the royal jelly also. Now, what's the difference in terms of the propolis and the royal jelly?
Or different substances, different substances of beehive, of different bee products, more difference.
And how do they work? I mean, it's all antibacterial and immune supporting, but what's the difference between the propolis and the royal jelly? In terms of
from therapeutic view, yes, propolis is first of all a very good antibacterial product, and excellent anti-inflammatory product. Royal jelly is a repair the skin problem. It's is very much utilized like anti-aging product, utilized for skin regeneration. This is the most important effect of royal jelly. It's not a powerful antibacterial or anti-inflammatory effect, but the regenerative effect is very good. And when we combine different different substances, natural substances like honey, propolis, royal jelly, etc., we obtain a better synergic therapeutic effect. This is, I think, the key of natural therapies, to combine soft therapies and to obtain a very good, finally, a very good therapeutic effect.
Yes, very much so. So, when I go to the shops here, I see royal jelly mainly, manufactured in China. So it's like, so I wanna just ask you about, I'm sure the quality of the product and where it is done is also very important. So what's your take on that?
Yes, it's very important to utilize high quality products. High quality, not only in epitherapy, but also in when we discuss about medicinal and aromatic plants, when we discuss about essential oils, when we discuss about food supplements, because the market, the global market, is full of different, of all kinds of food supplements. Yes, important every time to select high quality uh, products. For example, for some of these products are ecological product, which is a higher quality, offer a higher quality. For example, for a medicinal plant, for an essential oil, or for a food supplement, ecological obtained without pesticides, without insecticides, without synthetic products, a very pure, natural, high quality, certified product. I
So
think this is the key every time when we utilize integrative medicine, when we utilize natural products, natural therapies.
thank you. So that is another, thing we have to be aware of today when we buy products that, um, you know, look for high quality and look for that they're certified and where they come from. And sometimes we have to do our own research, unfortunately. But it's very important that we have clean and pure products. So what I'm hearing here, if we just create an imaginary sort of protocol, of course, please take that with a, careful here. But you can, for example, use a homeopathic remedy, which works according to your symptom on a daily basis, one tablet daily, maybe for 2 to 3 weeks. We can also start maybe creating with coconut oil and apple cider vinegar and some manuka honey, some facial wash, some cleanser, a toner with apple cider vinegar, just dabbing the skin a little bit in order to sort of, reduce this bacterial proliferation. I also like in general, sort of like maybe 2 to 3 times a week, a mask with clay. Clay is very healing, bentonite clay.
Yes.
Put it on and then wash it off. And then you suggest that you can do propolis as an external, maybe a cream in the form or of a mask. How many times would you say? Daily or several times a week? Or how would you add that into it? And how many times would you take propolis internally?
Propolis, for example, to utilize, is possible to utilize some weeks, for example, 2 3 weeks, oral, two, 2 3 capsules of with propolis extract to utilize, and this also very good for microbiome. Microbiome, we know acne and many other dermatological disease are not simply produced on the level of the skin, but also a lot of internal factors like microbiome, which you mentioned before, the importance of diet, the importance of healthy diet for the persons which have acne.
It's
Yes,
beautiful.
yes,
So we have the probiotics, but we can add propolis with 2 to 3 capsules a day for 2 to probably 3 weeks. You know, it takes a long time often.
yes, yes.
Create a nice, healthy microflora again. And then if you really want to add something else in order to support, you know, the underlying immune system here, then royal jelly, I think, would be wonderful because it somehow gives you, have this impression that royal jelly gives you a real good supply of energy, but also strengths, you know,
Yes.
strengths in order to meet all these challenges in life, but also one's own changes within the body. So we have a lot of external tips and also how to take internal tips. And what I want to say is, you know, homeopathy as well as apitherapy, as well as essential oils, they don't contradict here, right? They really support each other. So adding these different methodologies really makes this protocol more effective, more lasting, and yeah, much more powerful. So sometimes, you know, you say, well, will this, when I take this, a drug, for example, will this affect or will it not work if I take then a homeopathic remedy? Of course, talk to your doctor out there if you are on medication. That is important. But in here, in this forum, when we share these methodologies, there, as Dr. Ladislau Rosenberg said, it's a synergy. They support each other. It's not contradictory. So this is a nice, really protocol which we established here. And if you have more questions, please contact Dr. Rosenberg. He's an expert here in terms of apitherapy and aromatherapy and essential oils. I'm, of course, the homeopath and the doctor of natural medicine. I come in from another sort of field, but it's nice to combine it and to see that today we can have healthcare practitioners who work together, you know, and create even a better collaborative treatment protocol. So thank you so much again.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Is there
It's a nice pleasure for me to collaborate with you, to participate at your podcast. Thank you very much, dear Dr. Angelica Koch.
So is there anything you would like to say to our viewers? Oh, I forgot. We have a conference coming up.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
share a little bit about this. It's in
Yes, and first of all, I want to thank you because you accepted my invitation to this Congress in May, between 16, 19 May, in Bucharest, Romanian Society for Apitherapy, Phytotherapy, and Aromatherapy, in collaboration with International Foundation of Apitherapy, will organize a joint congress, a very important international congress, global, with global participation. And this is a great pleasure for me that you accepted, you will participate with a very nice presentation. Please to mention this some ideas about your presentation?
Oh, yes. I will share some ideas about, maybe some of you heard about, it's called the doctrine of signatures. And there used to be a great healer called Paracelsus. In fact, he was a Swiss doctor.
Origin,
And his name
yes.
was a little bit more complicated, but I'm not going to share it here. And Paracelsus was really the father of chemistry. He, changed alchemy. And what he was so keen on was learning about or learning from nature. And when he looked at a plant, he really wanted to understand the location where the plant grows, what the plant looks like, what is the behavior of the plant. And in this case, especially the appearance of the plant. So, for example, the color yellow always is in relationship to something yellow within our body. So,
Yes.
in this case, it's the bile. The bile is yellow. And also, well, it's the lymph too, but in this case, it's more the bile. So anything yellow out in nature is more related to liver ailments or gallbladder issues. For example, we have a plant called celandine or chelidonium, and it's a very beautiful plant for, it heals jaundice or any liver ailments. It's also how the plant behaves. Sometimes you can see plants growing alone or in groups, right? And that gives us an indication. Paracelsus, of course, was the one who indicated it and was the founder. But when you look at tribal situations or communities, they knew about the doctrine of signature in a very natural way. I live here in the US, in New Mexico, where we have multiple pueblos and Indian reservations. And of course, the wisdom and the plant spirit medicine knowledge from Native Americans, for example, is very much based on watching nature, watching animals, watching the plant kingdom, and learning from that without having the books. And the doctrine of signature is very much used today with all herbalists or all naturopath or integrated healthcare practitioners. It's a principle how to relate to nature in itself. Now, I took this a little bit further, another step, because I also feel like when we observe how the plant behaves in nature, we can also learn aspects on the mental and emotional situation within the patient. And so I give a presentation. It's called A Deeper Understanding of the Doctrine of Signature and Homeopathic Plant Remedies, which hopefully will be inspiring in this case. But I also will leave a link down in the description about this beautiful congress. So it's an online, it's hybrid, isn't it, Dr. Ladis?
Yes,
It's hybrid. So viewers can actually register for this congress online. Is that correct? That
yes,
can be viewed online.
yes. It will be your presentation will be online, and it will. I am sure this will be a very nice and very interesting presentation, which you will present all the work, a part of the work of this genius of middle-age Paracelsus, who also was a little bit of the father of aromatherapy, Quinta Essentia. Quinta Essentia. It was one of the leitmotif of this fantastic person, which was Paracelsus, Bombastus Paracelsus.
Bastus von Hohenheim, Theophrastus von Bastus.
Yes,
What
yes,
an unbelievable
yeah,
name. I'm glad he shortened it to Paracelsus, but yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I look forward to, so I will leave the information for everyone to connect here. And thank you again for everything and for your wonderful, just, wisdom and sharing it with us, because often, as I said, apitherapy here in the US is welcome, but we don't know so much about it. So it's really nice to educate ourselves here, that there's something out there which is accessible and effective and it works. So all the best. I wish you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All the best for you.
Yes. Take care.